Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Let's see if this works. Hold on. Why doesn't it work? Here we go. All right. What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome back. That's the pullback level right there on the whiteboard. That's the zone I want to see hold on the NQ. Make sure everything looks all right. Yeah, we're looking good. Okay. So we're now streaming on X and YouTube. It's working good, I think. So everything looks good on. You can watch me on Twitter or X. You can stay here on the YouTube. Sort of like it. We'll keep running with it. Paul, appreciate that, brother. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Thank you, man. Good morning, everyone. What a day yesterday. Another beautiful upside move. The Reclaim Ripper. That was one of our options yesterday. That was one of our potential moves. Was the break and retest of the previous what was it? It was back at that Monday low, the 25,108 on the Nasdaq. Break and retest 25,108 on Nasdaq. The Reclaim Ripper. We got it beautifully on the Qs. That was the trade that I took yesterday. The QQQ longs. And yeah, what a day. Congratulations on some of those trades out there, guys. I saw some nice setups, some nice semiconductor juice again. The SMH reclaim was awesome. So a lot of nice stuff yesterday. Chris, appreciate that, man. Thanks for joining the coffee fund. Thank you, Chris. All right. So, yeah, not much else to say. NVIDIA, really nice setup this morning. That's probably my top watch. You got yourself a nice break and retest of that 184, 185 that's actually starting to set up. So that's a very nice watch. The semis are going to be in focus again to see if they can break the all-time high. Semis are right back to the all-time high. We're going to see what happens there today. Not showing up on your X? It should be. I just saw it on mine. Yeah. It's there. Check again, Chef. Maybe you got to refresh it. Okay. Let's just jump right in. Some very key levels on the NASDAQ. The retest hold levels you can see on the whiteboard behind me. If you're on YouTube, you can see that is the NASDAQ. That's the title of today's live stream. The NASDAQ has one job today. Its one job is to turn the Monday, Tuesday highs into new lows. If we can do that, you see more upside. Very clear. Or it sets up a very nice trap, right? One or the other. Either sets up a trap, we fail back under those highs, or this turns into the new low that helps us higher. So that's what we're going to do today. All right? Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's jump. Let me make sure the mic's okay. Mic's good. Let's do it. Let's dive in. All right. Let me turn off that back light because that is blaring. And we will be good to go. Not that light. That's the wrong light. There we go. All right. Let's do it. So today, the NASDAQ futures, let's start there. Hold on. Do we have economic data? I think we do. Just our normal Thursday. Oh, no. Okay, they don't have it on. Powell speaking at 8:30. Okay, let me pull this up real quick. So economic data. Today, Powell speaking at 8:30. Delivering remarks to a pre-recorded video at the Community Bank Conference hosted by Federal Reserve Board. Pre-recorded video? Yeah, I don't think that does too much. We'll see if we'll see how the market reacts in about 24 minutes, if anything. So that's really it for today. Besides that, our normal consumer sentiment, inflation expectations tomorrow. So not too much on the docket there. We'll be aware of 8:30 just to see what happens. Just so we're aware. That's really it. Okay. Let's jump into the levels. Let's focus on the important stuff here. And that is the key levels. Let me get everything situated for myself. Got a lot of screens going on here. Yeah, 30-year bond auction, 1 o'clock. Life is a blur. You've been an amazing teacher. Learned everything from your videos to live streams. Awesome, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate that. $20 donation. Boom. That's going straight to the coffee fund. Thank you, brother. Okay. Let's start. NASDAQ futures. So we can very clearly see here on the NQ, we have our previous highs right here. Let me zoom out a little bit. Pretty damn clear. Right, this would be just an incredible break and retest if we can get it. I mean, look at how perfect this could be. We have our perfect Monday highs here. Monday highs, our Tuesday high right here. And we just need to see the NASDAQ defend that level today. That's the one job the NASDAQ has. If the NASDAQ and the bulls can maintain above this 25,230 to 25,275, that is where I would expect the market to create this flag, right? And go for that move to the upside once again. Very clean. Very clean. It's just right in front of our face. It's not something you have to, look too hard for. You go out to the hourly chart, you can see just perfect previous highs all right here. Turn that into lows. Create that higher low. Create that new structure low. And give us that sort of flagging breakout move for another beautiful day. Or... right? The or to this is that this traps buyers above. That's the or. That's the other possibility. The other possibility today is if you fail back under this 25,231 and you fail back under these highs and you turn this back into a rejection point, you will give back the straight up move from yesterday and you will trade back down to the 25,127 to 25,108. That's the bullish read or the bearish read, right? Create rejections back under Monday, Tuesday's lows and create a trap buyers above this area and create a lower high and bring us back down to where we started yesterday at 25,108. Now, the reason I have 25,231 on my charts is if you go to the 5-minute chart today and you look at yesterday's price action, you can see that the 25,231 is the area that held the market in the afternoon, right? You had the morning rejection at 25,231. That created a break and retest hold right here. Break, retest, turning previous highs right here into lows. And that right there facilitated the rest of the move higher throughout the day, right? So if we go over to today's price action, we can see right there at 25,231, you probably want to see that maintain. You break below that, you break below this right here, you are going to see the break. And if you turn this into a failure point where it was a hold point yesterday, that would facilitate your downside move back down to that 25,127, right? Game plan is as clear as it gets. That is so clean, so beautiful today. Let's see if it plays. That's it. That's all we can do now, right? We create our thesis. We understand the bullish and bearish side. We stay unbiased to that. And all we do now is read price action. So we'll see what happens. That's going to be the key for me today on the NQ, 25,230, 25,275. Can you maintain above that? If so, I like the upside continuation. If not, we could see us pull back and sort of just retrace back into yesterday's straight up move. On the QQQ, it's the same thesis. You guys can see right here, between the 609 and really 610, it's really this dollar range right here. You had previous highs, and now you want to see that turn into new lows. Pretty damn clean. If we go to the 5-minute chart on the QQQ, we can see that spot right here. Tom, thank you, brother. Paul for 5 months. Paul, thank you for the 5 months, man. Tom, 20 euros. Thank you, man. You can see right here, right? Look at this flip intraday yesterday. See this? 609, 609. Look at that. Little break, little retest, little 609 hold right there. You hold above 609, 608.95 today. You stay higher, right? That's it, right? That's what you're watching. 608.95, 610 right in there. You turn that into a higher low today, you're good to go for more upside. You fail under that, you trap the buyers above, and you trade back into the pretty much vertical straight up move from yesterday. So if you fail back under 609, you should probably see us retest that 606, right? And then that would be where we sort of reset. Okay. Very clean. Very clean. Let's see what happens. So, S&P 500, ES futures. This one's a little bit off. It's not as clean as the NASDAQ. It definitely underperformed yesterday, right? You can see how the S&P is just floating right above those highs. It's floating right above the previous highs of the week, whereas the NASDAQ got a pretty decent pop above it. So we have a little bit of underperformance on the ES. The NASDAQ definitely led the show yesterday, along with the semiconductors. So we'll have to see how that ES sets up, but there is a very clear low in my mind that has to hold, and this just sort of comes down to the short-term time frames, and it's right here. And the reason I'm dragging this over for you guys on YouTube is making sure it fits into all the vertical screens as well. But 67.92 right here, this high, these lows, that was where this pivot happened yesterday on the intraday. As long as you hold above that, I think this looks very good. As long as you hold above this 67.92 right here. That's also the highs from back here on Friday, on Monday, and on Tuesday. It's right in this area between that 6,800, 67.92. It's somewhere in these in this area here that you want to create that higher low. If you fail back under these lows from yesterday on the ES, if you fail back under these lows right here, then I would say you start to pick up downside pressure and you probably navigate back to the 67.75, right? Because you can see how pretty much vertical this ES went up yesterday, right here, just sort of went straight up here without any retracement, without any pullback. So there's definitely a potential that, hey, the market may want to fill in some volume down in that area, right? And so maybe we still need that pullback to 67.75, which again, I will remind everyone of bullish structure, because there has been many times this week where you potentially thought, hey, this market may break down. But this bullish structure that we've been talking about above 67.44 has been incredible. And every test of it, including Tuesday, which looked pretty ugly, right? Tuesday was like, oh shit, here we go, right? We might break down structure. Look at Tuesday again, man. Look at Tuesday into yesterday. Just another insane hold at the must-hold bullish structure level. The line in the sand, 67.44. So as long as you're above 67.44, there is really no such thing as a bad pullback. If you break under the structure point at 67.44, that's where you raise a few flags. But at that point, you're going to be trading into an uptrending daily 20 SMA, which by the time you get to 67.44, the daily 20 might be there. And that might be a special daily 20 long again, just like we've seen every other time on this market, right? Look at all these, just the daily 20, daily 20, daily 20. If we get another pullback to that daily 20, that could be just another daily 20 long on this market. So we're grinding. We're in bullish structure. I got nothing to complain about on pullbacks unless you break under 67.44. second. Okay. SPY. S&P 500 futures. You guys can see right here between 672 and 672.50. That is the demand zone that I want to see hold today. That's the higher low that I would like to see develop. These are these previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, previous highs. Can we turn that into lows? That's it. Can we turn 672, 672.50 into lows? Can we create a new structure, a new consolidation above the previous highs of the week? That's all we need to do. Let's see if we can do it. Here's where it flips today. Here's where it flips, right here. See this? 672. You flip back under this morning high from yesterday. You flip back under these holds from afternoon. You move lower. Under 672, you go lower. You fill in this pretty much no volume upside move back to 670, 670.35. That's where it flips. If you stay above 672, you remain in this bullish structure. Done. IWM reclaimed 246 yesterday, which is very, very good for the IWM. You can see right here the IWM. Whoops, I just moved this. IWM, we needed to see a reclaim back above these lows at 246. We did exactly that. And now this morning we're holding over 246. If the IWM can hold over the 246 previous lows here and keep that as a new low, then I see I see this upside. You got to hold over 246. That's the key right there. Under 246, you see a little bit of that pressure come back in, back to 244.60, back to 243. All right, let's go to the SMH. What an insane day for the SMH, man. What an insane day for the SMH. So yesterday we talked about the reclaim ripper on the SMH. Back above this high right here, right? That was the high we were looking for. Back above this high right here. 340.78, right? Right there. Bam. 340.78. You needed that to get back. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm missing that TOS ticker up top. There you go, my friend. So you needed to get back above that, right? Take a look at what happened on the 1 minute chart at that level yesterday. This is not by some coincidence, by the way. This is just pure, beautiful price action. Look at the 1 minute chart yesterday, right at that level. Right here. 340.78. See that? Look at this intraday. Break, retest, and hold. 340.78 right there is what created the upside move. What is 340.78? It's the exact high from Friday of last week. So sick. Such a sick reclaim. You got back above Friday's highs, you held it as support, and that just rocketed this thing back through this low volume and straight back to the upside. So, what a beautiful move on the SMH yesterday. Now, here's the problem. SMH is right at the highs again. So, that is somewhat of a concern, right? Can we get and clear above this high today, or are we going to see this sort of just stall again and maybe just stay within this zone, right? That's it. That's it. The reclaim ripper. That's right. All right, so we got a very clear game plan on the futures. This NASDAQ pullback long is incredible, and of course, it has to hold there. So if it fails and just goes straight down today, don't come crying to the live stream tomorrow. Desi, you said you're just going to long this level. Guys, remember, price action is king. We watch our levels. These are our locations to be watching what price action does. If you see the market do this today on a 1 minute candle, yeah, it's not holding, okay? And clearly something has facilitated this downside move, and that level did not hold. So you need to see price action develop in this area and start to maintain price before you take a shot off of a key level. Key levels are designed to be broken. We talked about this yesterday. Remember, if key levels were not designed to be broken, you would trade sideways for eternity, right? If you had a high and a low that you never wanted to see break, then you would trade sideways for eternity. So these levels are designed to break. Your job is to read price action at them. Locate where the price action needs to be read so you're not caring about every tick on the chart all day, and then pay attention to price action at the key spots. That's how you get paid. Tesla, Done trading Tesla for the foreseeable future. It has done exactly what I expected. It has entered the Chinese finger trap. It really has. I need to get a... I need to get... Hold on. Can I get a PNG of this? Let me download this. Save image to downloads. Let me add a source here. Media. Image. Chinese finger trap. Okay. Browse. Downloads. Here we go. Alright, there it is. Can we see this? There's your Tesla chart right there. That's the Chinese finger trap. Don't do it. Right in here. Don't do it. 450 to 414, 412. It is going to be a disaster. It is a disaster. Don't trade in this zone. I'm telling you, man. Tesla is sexy when everyone wants to trade Tesla during this expansion period. You did not want to trade Tesla during this period here. Right? It's not as cool to trade Tesla in sideways consolidation. It's great when it's on its runs, when it looks like it's just got, you know, just full bull force or full bear. But when it starts to get sideways and it starts to balance, it gets very difficult to trade. And all you have to do, right? I guarantee you that people during this period, you know, this whole consolidation period on Tesla right here, people probably made more money in 2 days trading Tesla after the breakout than they did fucking around with Tesla as it traded sideways for months, right? So a trader who just says, okay, I'm setting my higher and lower bands of this channel, and if it breaks out, I will take advantage of that momentum. But before then, right, I'm not going to lose money to this sideways. So 450, 412s, 414, 50, 2021 highs. If you stay within this zone right here, I am not trading Tesla. It could bounce off the daily 20. That is something you can watch here, a little daily 20 bounce. That's very possible today. But you got to let it break out, man. You got to let Tesla get back in its groove, because if you don't, you're going to be up against a battle. This is the best setup on the stock market by a million today. This is so sexy. And I didn't have the confidence to trade it overnight because I just was not going to long something after a straight up move yesterday. But this thing looks absolutely incredible. NVIDIA, 140, 184, 185. Previous all-time highs. Look at this break. Look at this retest. Look at the flag, right? And look at the breakout that we're getting today. This is the most incredible setup of the day by a million. It's still going right now. You have a previous high. You turn that into lows for the last week. That's a break and retest, right? And you're starting to see the breakout again. This is perfect now over the 189, 190. Look at this right here. Previous highs, 189, 190. Previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, previous highs. Look at the break. Look at the retest. Look at the move higher right now. This is 100% top watch of the day. Hands down, no questions asked. I hope it gives us an entry point. At this point, we're going to have to watch the 193 because it looks like you're just going to get a break of the all-time highs here in the pre-market at 192.95. So we're going to have to look for a little break and retest to that high, or we're going to look for this to pull back to 190. Excuse me. And give us a new entry. But yeah, right now, swing trade is the way. If you are an NVIDIA swing trade, congratulations. Beautiful way to, great trusting of this 184, 185. I just, I had a good morning. I told myself no swings. And by the time I was looking around later day, it was up into supply. And I was like, man, I don't want to be the guy that longs right into supply. So it ended up breaking through. So obviously, beautiful, man. Love it. Can't complain. It's perfect. It's doing exactly what it should do. So let's see if we can find our entry on this one. That is going to be my game plan today. That's my top game plan of the day. AMD, very clear opportunity today on a pullback to 277. Eunice! Eunice with the $100 donation. Eunice, thank you, man. Jeez. That's like $300 so far, Eunice. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. That's not necessary, Eunice, but hopefully you've been nailing some trades, and hopefully the live stream has been helping you out. So that's all I can hope. Appreciate that, Eunice. Thank you so much, man. He's the GOAT. So today, AMD, these highs right here, see those highs? If we can get a pullback to that level, that is your absolute long right there. Right there. Go out to the 4-hour chart. Look at the 4-hour. 4-hour highs right here. I'd actually probably put a line between these two 4-hour highs here. I'd actually watch this entire zone, I'm going to be honest. I'd watch all of these 4-hour highs right here. I'd watch this 4-hour high, and I would watch this 4-hour high. If you can pull back into those 4-hour highs, that is your retest long right here. Bam, bam. That's what I'd look for. That is right within 220. That's right where you started to break out yesterday as you got above it right here. If you can pull back into this zone, that's the zone I'm watching today. Let's see if we can get it. Not sure you will. AMD might just have another basically just insane run. If you want, right, we can look for just the break and retest of yesterday's highs. That could be a trade if this thing is just absolutely insane today. But a pullback to these highs would be money, money, money. I would definitely be watching that today. That would be sick. Broadcom. I'm interested if it can get going. It needs a little bit more juice. It's like right on the edge, man. Broadcom is definitely a stock that I'm going to keep hawking here. Weekly chart on Broadcom. Let me go ahead and clean this up. I'm going to put no levels, blank chart. Look at the weekly chart on Broadcom, right? Definitely resembling some type of a weekly chart pullback and then a weekly chart breakout once again, right? You can see a very clear weekly low has developed right here around this 324.50. You can start to see this sort of trend that's starting to potentially create that flagging breakout. You have SMH at all-time highs. You have all semis just sort of ripping, ripping, ripping. So this is one that I definitely want to keep a track on, right? I don't want to miss the, boom, Broadcom back at new highs. Why didn't I think of Broadcom when everything was going straight up, right? I definitely want to be paying attention to this. So that looks really good on the weekly. On the daily, we can see here on the daily chart, looking very good as well on a nice strong daily candle yesterday. Volume did increase yesterday on this green bar, so that's very interesting. This daily high at 347.61 is definitely the spot that you want to see break. Let's go back to my charts, and I'll go ahead and clean this up a little bit. So here on the daily chart, I'm going to go ahead and just put the 347.61 right there is definitely the spot that I'd like to see us get back above. You can see that daily high. Today, however, there is some potential higher low action that I want to be watching, and that is right here around 340 to 341. I want to see if this can maintain today, which could give me a sign that this is trying to start the breakout. That's right here above the daily 20 and right here above these previous highs. See these highs right here, 340, 341. See these highs right around here, and then look at what happened yesterday in this level. 340, 341. Look at this area right here. Held pretty nicely yesterday, right? So right here, you can see that 340, 341 was sort of maintaining into end of day. So if we can maintain the 340, 341, if we can maintain that daily 20 SMA today, if Broadcom can bottom here again, this could be a sign that maybe it wants to start this breakout. We'll have to see. It's very much right on edge, right? You can see the daily 20 SMA was rejecting here, and now the daily 20 SMA could flip back into support. If we flip the daily 20 back into a low, I would be paying attention to what Broadcom does today. And into next week, of course. So, big watch there. MRVL, looking really good. Holding our 85 level perfectly over these highs around 90, $90.25, $90 level right here. That's the break and retest I'd be looking for today. Right here on MRVL, you can see previous highs. Turn that into lows today. Give me that little break and retest. Turn Tuesday highs into new lows. There. All right. That's all I need. Let's see if that can do it today. TSM, man. Oh. TSM is tracking the SMH more than anything else. If you put the SMH chart on top of TSM, it looks almost identical. All right, so if I do that real quick, I'm not gonna take too much time on this. Where the hell is it? Where am I? Where am I? Gadget, not gadget. Where the hell is studies? Okay, here it is. Quick study. Compare with custom symbol SMH. You put the SMH on top of TSM, right? Look at this. It's almost identical. See that? The purple line is the SMH, and the regular bars are TSM. Look at how identical this is trading to the SMH. It's almost like the SMH is being driven by TSM right now. Pretty wild. It's almost identical. And I don't think TSM is the largest part of the SMH. I don't know if TOS has this in the Analyze tab. SMH. Oh, no, they don't. What's the largest piece of the SMH? Hold on, I can pull that up really quick. Where is the holdings? Here it is. Okay, it's actually number 2. Okay. Yeah, it's number 2. I didn't realize it was number 2. So right here. NVIDIA's number 1, TSM's number 2, Broadcom 3, AMD 4, Intel 5, MU, ASML, AMAT, Lam Research, Qualcomm, TXN, etc., MRVL, NXPI. Yeah. Yeah, NVIDIA largest, but TSM right up there as well. 10% is TSM. And it's just trading just like TSM. So it's like, it's funny how it's just driving it. But anyways, the reclaim over that 297 yesterday was ridiculous. You traded, remember, straight down, straight up, right? Straight up, straight down, straight up, right? Look at that. See this area? What a crazy little zone on TSM. Basically transacting no volume as it just runs straight through this area. Between 297 and 302, TSM has had 3 vertical days, upside or downside, right here. Here, here, here. What a big area. So today, what are you looking for? Very clear. You're looking for a hold above 302, right there. If you can turn these previous lows into lows again, TSM holds 302, look for that break and retest of the highs, you're going to get your move again. 302 TSM. That's what I would be watching. Okay. ARM's been pretty nice. ARM on up to the 168 supply. Look for the pullback to these highs where the gap fill was at 161. Pullbacks to 156. Pullbacks to 149. But all very interesting pullbacks. Well, what happened to my studies? Daily SMAs. I think the daily SMA is at 149. Yeah, it is right here. 149 daily 20 SMA on ARM would be pretty sexy if we get that, but I'm not sure. Last thing I'm going to talk about for the semis is SMCI. There's plenty more. MU is also interesting, but I'll skip that one. Just wanted to point out this weekly chart on SMCI for you guys. This is a huge weekly chart level. 67 on SMCI. You break 67 on the weekly, there is not much above that. So NVIDIA's not at 200, is it? Okay, I was gonna say, Chef, you gave me a heart attack. I thought NVIDIA was at 200. I mean, it's probably I would not be shocked. But yeah, this break and retest today, top watch of the day, hands down, no questions asked. NVIDIA. Let's see if it does something special for us today. Meta still in the starting to sort of consolidate at a low. If you can reclaim here, get back over the 100 and start to turn this around, then I would be watching Meta. 721. Can it do it? Can it do it? Amazon. It's starting to show us potentially. However, look at what's happening again today. 225. You do not want to see this reject again. We need to get Amazon to hold over 225. So I'm going to wait. I didn't take it yesterday. I just wasn't willing to swing trade anything. Can we get over 225? Can we hold above that level today? Can we put a nice strong hold over the daily 20, daily 50? If we can do that over 225, I would be watching. Microsoft. This is actually a really good one, guys. I would be paying attention to Microsoft. However, you have to trade Microsoft like a sloth, okay? You can't be taking, Friday contracts on Microsoft. You've got to think a little bit slower on this. It's a sloth move. It's a slow mover. This is not a circle. This is not an AMD. It's a little bit of a slow move, but it is a perfect structure right here. Take a look at this structure. This is perfect previous highs, creating this low, creating this flag. I would be watching to see if Microsoft can facilitate a move higher on a hold of 519, 520. If you can turn these previous highs and structure this low right here, you can start to curl this back higher towards 531, and maybe you start moving back towards this all-time high again, right? So it's going to be a slow one, right? This could be like a December contract, maybe take some Januaries, give it some time, give it some space. But really clean. Let's see if Microsoft can start to wake up. Palantir, not much today. Just needs to get over this 186 high. It's really holding up well, so I'm not surprised to see it go higher. But you got to get over this 186, 190 all-time high. You do have some rejection points up there to be careful of. Hood looks really good today. This is one of my other top watches. Here's why. You can see Hood had this structure right here, and look at what it's trying to do. If Hood can give us something of a pullback towards this 147 area, give us this nice structure, demand low here, give us an entry point back into the 151, off the 147. If you can get over that 151, you're going to highs at 154. So this would be the sick entry here if we can get it. But I love how this is structuring higher, especially after the retest hold of these highs right here. Here and here. Definitely Hood. 147, 151 today. Circle feels like a matter of time, but it's just crazy how this stock fades every single move. This thing fades every single move on the intraday. So do not get stuck buying Circle as it goes vertical on the intraday. It has shown you all week for the last 4 days, anyone that chases a high on an intraday gets absolutely smoked. Now, you could take your chances and play Russian roulette and just hope that if you take a chase and this ends up breaking out, then sure, that's going to be sexy. But I can tell you from, what's happened here on the chart for the last week, every single move has been faded. However, it really is setting up a very nice reclaim hold, right? Take a look at this reclaim hold. Look at these previous highs right here. Look at these lows that just keep on holding. So it seems like a matter of time where you're just going to get this to break out, right? But man, you do not want to be a chaser into this 155, 156 zone because everyone just keeps getting smoked if they chase these highs. This low, if you want to trade Circle at this point, you want to long the lows at 145, 146. Aqua. Oh man. Oh, is it round two? Is it round two? It might be. Look at this thing, man. It might be round two. Look at the structure that's building here. You really can't ask for a better structure here. Bam. 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 Look at that. Structure 1. Structure 2. Structure 3. Structure 1 highs. Structure 2 lows. Structure 2 highs. Structure 3 lows. I mean, it's just perfect stair-step action. So, Aqua turning these highs into lows at 131, 130. If you break over this 139 today, I think you're going to see this probably go up to the 145, 146 again. If you get over the 145, 146 all-time high, well, who the hell knows, man. Let's see. Aqua, definitely a watch. One of the last ones I'm going to talk about today is Snow. Maybe get out of here a little bit early today because there's really only a few watches for me today. Snow. I want to point this one out. Shout out NC. NC in the Discord. He's been all over snow. Might be a snow day. It might be a snow day. For you guys on YouTube, people on X won't be able to see this because it's too big of a chart, but all the way back here, back in April of 2022, March of 2022, you have weekly major highs here at 246.50. Right here, back in February of 2024, you have major weekly highs here that caused a major rejection. And you can see right now today, you are breaking over that level. Look at 246.50 today. Look at it yesterday. Look at how that held. That's not by a coincidence. That is the exact weekly high right there. So if this thing holds 246.50, you are on a major multi-year breakout on snow. I would be watching this. This could be something to pay attention to. No doubt. Okay. I think that's about it. Let's take a quick peek at NQ again. NQ staying true, what it needs to do. We'll see what it, we'll see if it can do it here. Curling off that 25,231, 25,275. If you break under 231, you go lower. Remember that. Do not, if you see this start to fail at 25,231, you have to understand that that is a failure back under that hold level. And that could facilitate a little bit of pressure to the downside and give us a new long entry at deeper levels. But you would have to let this flow. Okay? All right, guys. That's going to be it for the live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. If you could, before you head out, please press that like button. How many likes we got? We got 2,800 people, 1,000 likes. If we could hit that 1,500 like goal, that would be fantastic. Get me to 1,500 likes on the stream, please. Hope you guys have a fantastic trading day. If you want to join the Discord trading community, the insiders, you can check out the link down in the description on the YouTube live stream. We're here every single day starting at 8 a.m. We're now here on X every single day starting at 8 a.m. as well. And that's it. Looks like it could be a pretty spicy day out there. Good luck. And I will see you. When will I see you? Tomorrow morning. Peace and love.